Hey everybody, it's Kevin Kate. I'm here with former State Representative Jamie Grant, the author of the Auburn license plate bill for 4 years running, and we have some very good news to share with you that just happened tonight. Jamie, what happened?
2020 had some redemption, Kevin. We know it's been a tough year. There's been a lot of frustrations, a lot of challenges in 2020. I think some of us have had some good news throughout the year. The Auburn family just got some great news tonight. Ron DeSantis, our governor, has signed the bill that included within it the license tag to give us the Auburn license tag to finally let Floridians and the Auburn family have War Eagle on a state-issued license tag.
And before we get into the exact details of that, we did this in 2016. We sat on some bleachers. We didn't have to do it by Zoom. Even though you're in Tallahassee now, we didn't have to do it by Zoom. We sat on some bleachers and we made a few jokes. It only took about a second of Alabama's fan time to get to the end zone on those jokes, most of them. But we made some jokes and we made a call to all the Auburn alumni in Florida. And what happened after we made that call?
Well, that was actually like the second or third year, right? If you think about how we kind of got to that video, we were frustrated with the fact that it was hard to get people in Tallahassee to just appreciate the fact that maybe people want to have different things on their license tag. And so, a lot has happened since then, right? Like we filed for the first time the legislation to create this tag before Ricardo Lewis ever played the tip drill in the prayer at Jordan-Hare. We had already been working on this when Nick Saban called that time out and asked for a second, and Chris Davis went to the House. We started this legislation before Rod Bramblett was the voice of the Auburn Tigers and a guy that left this earth way too soon. So when we think about all the things that have happened to the Auburn family, heck, Tony Barbie was a name that was tied to Auburn, not just as a guy we like to haze for his abysmal record as a basketball coach. Bruce Pearl wasn't even on campus yet. You think of all the things that have happened since we filed this to the Auburn family. It's been a crazy journey. It's pretty great to know that we're finally there as of tonight. And so kind of the culmination is we're on the doorstep. It's time for us to kind of finish it off as the Auburn family. We'll walk through that in a second, but we're pretty darn close to having our War Dame Eagle tag here in the state of Florida.
And we know we have everybody to thank. We had thousands and thousands of people email in when people did good things and when people like, I don't know, Mr. Fant did bad things against our
Jay Fant, right? He learned the hard way. We miss you, Jay.
We are very appreciative of all the emails that came through, all the phone calls. I know you're not elected right now because you took a pretty cool job in state government, but you were a politician. So just rattle off those lawmakers that we need to make sure that we are appreciative of.
Yeah, actually, ironically, big shout out to, there are actually, despite what some people would think, there are actually Alabama fans with a college degree who graduated from the University of Alabama and can put a sentence together. And a couple of them played major roles here to get us to where we are. Look, in a political time where, you and I have fun as a Republican and Democrat showing people that we can come together, we had to cross lines that are far more divisive than political divisiveness. We had to actually let the University of Alabama have their own little license tag in the state of Florida and the University of Georgia. But guys like Travis Cummings and Ray Rodriguez.
It's like a punt. We let them punt, we score our touchdown.
Yeah, right. We'll let them come to the party. They will forever know that they were drafting on our tailwind, right? Like they were the little brother who just rode our coattails here. But regardless, in the spirit of compromise and showing America and the state of Florida that bridges can be built, we did allow the University of Alabama and the University of Georgia to also have a tag. I think it's important for our folks to know organizations like Ducks Unlimited, Coastal Conservation, Pediatric Cancer Research, Fallen Law Enforcement Officers, Purple Hearts. There's all. In large part, this became the Auburn bill. I think a little bit of a disservice because of all these other great causes and great tags that are affiliated. But just like the Auburn family, we live the Auburn creed. It's bigger than us, and all sorts of great actions and donations are going to happen because of the Auburn family coming together. Some of the legislators, again, Ray Rodriguez, Travis Cummings, Aaron Bean, Oscar Brainen was instrumental towards the end, and of course, Governor DeSantis for signing it. So a lot of credit goes all the way around, but the Auburn family sticking with us. All those emails you got with people going, what the heck, when do I get my tag? We can't thank you enough for your patience. we're finally almost there. Now it's time to execute, punch it in, and we'll have our tag.
And I want my FloridaAuburnPlate.com is where people can get information. We've got some work to do to actually get the design approved and get that. And then we'll need the demand for it too. This doesn't just happen. Some of the reforms from that bill actually got rid of some of these more, less popular tags, right?
Yep. Yeah. So what we'll need to do, we did kind of a dress rehearsal. We'll call it A-Day when you submitted when you came to the website and you said you want the tag. That was kind of the spring game. What we'll do now is we'll go through the process. Since the bill has become law, the state will go through the process. We'll get the copyright trademark work done to get the design done, working with the university. From there, we'll actually have the opportunity to purchase or pre-purchase the tag. That's the real deal. So when you see us sending out to you a link and information to purchase the tag, make sure you do it. Don't be confused that you think you already did it. One was kind of a campaign and getting ready, the dress rehearsal A-Day, like we said. This will be the real deal. As soon as we hit the number of pre-sales, the tag will go into production. So the sooner we as the Auburn family hit that pre-sale number, the sooner we get our tag. And so please don't think you've already done it. None of us have. We can't do it yet. We'll get the copyright, design work, trademark work done. We may try and have a little fun. We're going to see how much flexibility we can have with the design. We'd like to make it an Auburn family thing, but be on the lookout for our communications because we are getting pretty quickly or as quickly as we can into go mode to execute and have our tag.
And I know what people are thinking watching this is that we have these helmets behind us and that people probably think I was on some of those national championship teams and probably you as well. I want them to know you were a water boy. And I, in fact, was instrumental in all.
I'm drinking from my 2010 cup.
So we actually.
I'm sorry, were you making fun of me? I can't hear you while I drink from my 2010 national championship cup from that year.
I was class of 2005. So we actually got robbed from our national championship that year. Were you 05 or 06?
It was the year before. I redshirted, so I was 01 to 06.
Okay, so you had it. Okay, so you know the pain of that defeat. So this somewhat makes up for that. That was part of our original video. So I did want to make sure people knew that we. Yeah. And we didn't forget.
Yeah, look, when we were on campus, Caddy was a freshman going 80 to open the Iron Bowl. 04 starts with Matt Leinart making his first start ever in Jordan-Hare. Never did we think this little awkward lefty could win a game in Jordan-Hare as his first start. And then we flash forward, and Caddy's now coaching running backs, recruiting kids that were our age at the time, and it's pretty crazy to think how old we have become. But man, it's been an awesome ride for the Auburn family. I think, Kevin, if we were to best sum up like the time capsule between when this idea started and now. When the idea started, if I said Harvey to you, it wouldn't mean anything, right? Harvey Updike was just like a stereotypical anonymous Alabama fan, and the original Tumors Trees were still there. Now he's like the perfect manifestation of like the crazy Alabama fan, and we all know who he is, but that's how long we've been after it. It's pretty rewarding to know that we finally got it done and to know that kids are going to directly benefit from the proceeds of these tags. Education's going to get stronger with the funding from these tags.
Just list the benefits and how this is not money that's just flowing out for no reason of the state. Just explain just real quickly, because you might have some detractors like a Gary Fineout type reporter who may think this is just about supporting Auburn. Talk about where the money actually goes.
Yeah, the money actually goes to public education here in the state of Florida. And so we're going to directly benefit classrooms, teachers, and all three of the out-of-state tags. Auburn, the one up in Tuscaloosa, and the one in Athens, will all actually send the money into the classroom here to the education foundations here in the state of Florida. And so it's a direct benefit when you buy your Auburn tag to education here in the state of Florida, so that we can grow and cultivate bright young minds that should aspire to have the opportunity to join the Auburn family one day as an alumnus too.
And one day you can have a 2-point-something grade point average like I did, and and get a bill passed.
My dad made the mistake of telling me when I started law school, but also kind of joked. I'd heard it as a kid that A students become professors, B students become judges, and C students make all the money. And I came home after my first semester in college and I had a 2.75, and I was proud. I was like, bullseye. And he was not happy. But he had told me that's how to be successful, I thought. And lo and behold, I had to start studying to have an opportunity after undergrad.
And we'll wrap this up because I know it's long, and basically it's just us watching now. But
yeah,
on the depth chart of Auburn alumni, you've got Tim Cook, obviously at the top, you know, a few astronauts, nuclear physicists, all kinds of amazing alumni. You've now stepped outside of being a lawmaker. You were like right here on the depth chart. I actually think you've stepped up with your new position. You want to just give the Auburn alumni, and so they know what you're doing here in the state of Florida. Obviously, we both live in Tallahassee now.
Yeah.
We both, you know, I do, you know, I make TV commercials and things like that, but you're actually doing something in the government. So just walk through that, and then how to get in touch with us, which I'll explain through the website. But just give us, what are you doing, Jamie?
Yes, I've been given the humbled opportunity to serve the state of Florida as the Chief Information Officer to lead the creation of the Florida Digital Service. Best put, we're going to transform the way that people interact and consume services from government to try and hopefully introduce some intelligent design to the bureaucracy and restore faith. And so what I would say when you come to I want my Auburn, my Florida auburnplate.com, again, as a reminder, if this is your first time, we spelled it a little long, made it a little crazy. We'll put it up here on the bottom of the Zoom. The good news is if Bammers can't spell it, they can't spam it. And so you may think we wanted to go with a little bit more of a simple domain. It's a little bit confusing on purpose to make sure that the toothless rednecks can't find us. But honestly and sincerely, come get the information, get us our Auburn tag. For those of you who are in Florida and you have ideas, we want to know where you're frustrated with why government sucks or why service delivery sucks, because we can't fix it, and we want to know ideas. I'll tell you a quick story, Kevin, that's kind of been a really cool mantra just in the first week and kind of goes to the Auburn Creed a little bit. But I know
anything you are talking about digital things, this will be a short story.
It'll be a super short story, because if you ask anybody at the Florida Digital Service right now what my response is to a problem or an idea they bring in is smaller flag it. And it's an old Jeb Bush story that when Jeb Bush was running for governor, he wanted the state flag on top of the dome. There was a U.S. flag that has to be there, and there's the POW flag that has to be there. And he wanted a state flag. He's a Texan, state pride. We should have state pride. Put a state flag up there. Months go by, inauguration, still no flag. Looks at his team, says, "Where's the flag?" They go to the management services department. How do we do it? Turns out we need a new flagpole that can't be supported by the dome. We have to re-engineer the dome. It'll take 3 years. All this year and a half, all this, and finally this kid speaks up in an administrative meeting and goes, "Sir, I feel like if we just use smaller flags, we could fit all 3 flags." That's what we're trying to do at the Florida Digital Service, is solve problems with common sense and practicality to restore faith that we're here to serve you. And so where you do find things that are problematic, we want to hear about it. I don't care if Kevin has to forward me the email through the website, or you come to Twitter @JamesGrantFL. We want to fix stuff.
And so the lesson that I got from that is that soon there will be an Auburn flag flying over that.
Yeah, 4 flags will fit. 4 flags will fit if you just use smaller flags.
Thank you, everybody. Please go to the website. Jamie, I actually, you know, Jamie and I are on different sides of the aisle, to say the least. I get in trouble sometimes for being his friend, and I'm sure he gets in trouble for being my friend. But I really appreciate you getting this done. I know it took a lot of work. I'm going to take a lot of credit for it. I hope the Auburn family does appreciate everything that we've done. And then just finally, I know it's really difficult right now with COVID. I've got 3 kids. We're all doing the distance learning. I know you're doing your social distancing and wearing masks. And Jamie, you're working in the government, so you see it every day. But I do want to take a moment to say that we are thinking of everybody, including the Auburn family here in Florida, but also throughout the country, because I know it is a really horrible time for a lot of people. So hopefully everybody's staying safe, wearing your mask, and keeping your distance. And I know Jamie thinks that too. You want to close us out?
Yeah, I want to give one more plug for the Auburn family because it just hit me. But the Together We Can campaign, I think it is, Bruce, Gus, Tim Hudson, Chuck, a number of those folks have been advertising it. Let's put up the link so that folks can go get that shirt. I ordered mine. I wish we could have done the video in it. It's not here yet. But as we go through these challenging times, I think, you know, there's an Auburn Creed post that I have in my office, a print, and at home. I think when we go through a troubling time like this, if we took the word Auburn out of it and we just showed people the creed and said, this is the pathway to get out of it, behave consistently with this, act consistently with this. And I'll close this out by saying, War Damn Eagle, and we believe in Auburn and love it.
Awesome. War Eagle.